After $1 billion hailstorm hits an area, your focus should be on running your business, not on insurance claims. We have helped streamline the insurance process for hundreds of roofing contractors across the U.S., and we can do it for yours too. Visit us online at c3adjusters.com and learn how we can help you save time and get claims paid faster.
Good Monday afternoon, everyone. Lead meteorologist John Choquet here for our daily 12 p.m. hail forecast here on whatever platform you're watching us on, sponsored by C3 Group and the Merlin Law Group. Check out both of their pages in the description below for watching us here on Facebook. So, before we get into the forecast today, just a friendly reminder, tomorrow Matt will be in Austin, Texas for Company Cam's Highway to Hail tour. Yes, this tour is still going. It's going to continue all the way to May 3rd. So catch us in Austin, Kansas City, Dallas, Indianapolis, and Chicago, respectively, on April 9th, 16th, 23rd, 25th, and finally on May 3rd. And that should be the end of us traveling to these events as we're really getting the storm season now. It's getting a little more challenging to make time to go to these little events for a while. But don't worry, we'll be kicking these things off again a little bit later in the year. Our app and website are up and running. You need any help, any assistance? I know things are pretty different if you are just joining in after not seeing our website for a while because maybe hail happened in your area this past weekend or possibly even today. Well, don't worry. You need some guidance. We can help set up some training and get you guys all squared away before big storms end up happening. So with that forecast for today, we do have a chance for some hail, yes, in the southeast, where there actually hasn't been too much so far this year. We have up I have two separate regions. This is probably the better chance for hail, as noted by the percentages here. 15% chance for Raleigh, Durham, 10% Chattanooga, 10% Charlotte, even 10% in Columbia, 10% for Greenville as well. I didn't put too many numbers, make it a little confusing. 2% even as far north as Virginia Beach. We could see some quarter-size hail. I think there's going to be a major wind threat with this as well. But anytime this afternoon after about 2 o'clock or so local time, so maybe the next hour or two, storms should fire up and we should see storms roll off the Appalachian Mountains and hopefully produce some big hail. I think only up to golf ball size hail is your best bet with any of these storms. The lapse rates aren't as, which is a major portion of why we get big time hail, aren't the greatest today because we've had a lot of rain in the area, but there is that chance for some hail. 5% for Atlanta. I think some storms are going to just kind of avoid your area, as it seems to have been the past decade or so. So there's that outside chance to get some storms. Maybe the hail can make it all the way to the coast in Charleston, but I'm not banking on it. I really think it's much more of a North Carolina, northern South Carolina type of event. I had 10% in Chattanooga, mainly because the short-range models have been pretty consistent with showing one storm going right over them, and 1% way far off to the west in Jackson. I think Mississippi, for the most part, not going to be that great of a thing. And 5% for Birmingham. I think there's going to be some storms off to just your west, but Birmingham itself, I think the chances are kind of a bit lower. Yes, if you park your car out in Charlotte, there probably will be big hail today. That's kind of how things tend to ride. That's how it happened to my car. I had my car outside. Nope, Edmond got hail. So, Wednesday, Kansas City gets hit with tennis ball. Well, Ron, we're going to move on to that in just a second here. You're getting ahead of me here on a chance for hail. So you're showing the models here. We're seeing some storms. Basically, a lot going on in here, but we have what will be some isolated storms forming out ahead of a more organized line. So this organized line is going to have more of a wind threat, minimal hail, but any storms that form out ahead of that, that is your best chance for some hail up to golf ball size. More isolated storms. Also, if you look further off to the south and to the west, for example, there's that one storm wanting to go through the Chattanooga area. We move it a little further to the south so you can see all the way down to the coast here, and you see quite a bit of activity. Again, there's going to be a lot of activity today. I think, fortunately, in the southeast, there's a lot of activity and then not a lot of hail to go with it, but I think there will be quite a few hailstorms sprinkled about the southeast this afternoon and into the evening. Maybe, just maybe, we'll get lucky and something happens in Atlanta, but I'm not really going to put all my eggs in that basket. To do a live hail dance, we need some Wilmington, no, yeah, along the coast, probably not Wilmington, North Carolina. for your day today. But tomorrow, there is a chance we have some more hail up to $half size, not that big of a deal. And that's going to be for most of Florida and coastal sections of the Carolinas and Georgia. So it looks like we'll see, again, maybe some storms, more likely wind, little popcorn storms, everything. Time for Charlotte, looking to be anywhere between probably about 3 or 4 local time and a little after sunset is the most likely time. So again, this is a forecast tomorrow. Not a big deal, just going to be potentially some hail across coastal sections of the Carolinas and along the Florida Peninsula. You see storms kind of popping up. We could get real lucky and have something like what happened in Cocoa, but that's more rare than anything. I think we'll see more marginally severe hail with any of this activity and activity up in the Carolinas as well. So moving forward to that 5-day, I know Ron asked about Kansas City on Wednesday. Well, I'll show you guys what we're expecting on Wednesday. Could see up to some tennis ball size hail in the moderate population area. Right now I'm seeing a 2% chance of a 3-star map because the moderate population is mostly Omaha, Nebraska, and there's a lot of other parts of Nebraska there aren't quite as many people. Thursday and Friday looks like we're going to be quiet hail-wise. There will be severe weather, but looks like more of a wind threat of a large squall line going across the Great Lakes region on Thursday and Friday. That's subject to change, but right now it's not looking too much of a hail threat. So area of concern on Wednesday, yes, up to tennis ball size hail is possible. Looks like storms are going to be forming off in south central Nebraska, far northern Kansas, and moving to the north and the east. Kansas City right now, I think is a little too far to your north, but again, things can change. Things will oscillate a little bit between now and Wednesday, so it's always possible. But right now, I think Omaha is the biggest city in the risk area. Maybe Grand Island is a second place there. So it looks like we are going to see that possible on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Again, low hail threat. There will be storms moving through the Great Lakes, but again, I think it's much more of a wind and rain threat versus a hail threat. That could change, but right now it's looking fairly linear in nature, and that keeps the hail threat pretty low. Going into the more extended forecast, I'm saying we need more moisture. The system on Wednesday, we have that tiny little area up here in central Nebraska. Well, honestly, if we had a better pattern, this should have been a major outbreak. If we had more moisture available, we had those dew points, right? You see at the very beginning, it shows we have the chance, we have like dews in the 50s. If we had dews in the mid 60s, major tornado outbreak. But that's not going to be the case. Fortunately, a couple other things have keep the moisture pretty suppressed down to the Gulf of Mexico, keeping the risk on Wednesday in check to more just some isolated storms in Nebraska. But we move forward a little bit. This upcoming weekend, we're going to be watching in the southeast, potentially a more potent system on Saturday and Sunday. Again, in the southeast, anywhere from East Texas east to the East Coast on Saturday and Sunday. We're watching that very carefully. This particular run of the American model is going a little quick, but the European model, which we tend to rely a little more on, a little more accurate, it looks like you have a lot more moisture, a lot slower for your Saturday and Sunday. So we're watching that very, very carefully. And then beyond that, we're looking even to next week as well, and it looks like real moisture starts coming back. So again, we got a great overall pattern. We call it a synoptic pattern. So the main pattern in the United States is ideal for severe weather. We just need a couple other things to kind of work out so that way we can see more severe weather. Fortunately, that's how April tends to be. You get a bunch of different factors and then you don't get the other thing and you're like, well, we'll get that next system coming in again. We have the active pattern, we just need the moisture and everything else to cooperate, and we can continue getting more storms. So somebody said 2013, it's a much different story than 2013. I know a lot, we're trying to compare it to other years. 2013 was fairly different. It's just other than the fact that you have that relation of it being kind of slow so far. So follow us here on Facebook. Your first time watching, go ahead, like our page, follow it, hit see first. That way everything goes to the top of your news feed and you don't lose any of our posts in the shuffle of your news feed from the weird Facebook algorithm. And of course, give us a call 4245. Again, that's 855-334-4245. With any comments, questions, or concerns you may have, any difficulties you're having with the website or the app, we can set up a training and help you guys out with any issues you may be having. And of course, if you're interested in what Hailtrace offers as a product itself, you can give us a call, email us, or visit our website at hailtrace.com. Also, follow our Instagram page. We do updates there fairly regularly. This past weekend we were a little busy and didn't have too much to post, but trust me, this week we're going to have a lot of cool things going on, so we'll definitely be posting on there much more often, along with I try to post the forecast graphics on there as well when it's a more exciting weather day. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Maybe, just maybe, you'll have a big storm and we can do some live coverage, do those hail dances, cross those fingers. Maybe we can see a storm go through Charlotte or Raleigh or hell, even Atlanta. Like, any of those happen, we'll be here doing live coverage. If not, we'll see you again at 12 p.m. tomorrow on whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or where else we have Periscope, and it'll be on our website again. Don't worry about that. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you again tomorrow.